So we want one thing that is pumped to absolute oblivion. I don't even think we need it, but if we go for Leaf, man, this is insane. I dealt 16 damage and now I'm dealing 11. 27 damage. Oh, sorry, more. Because it pumps itself. So I think we dealt around 30 damage. And we actually saved. This is kinda insane. Just being good at magic, what can I say? And suddenly, man, our opponent had perfect 1 mana removal and they're getting hit by 7 anyway. It doesn't matter that they have removal. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and yes, I know what you are thinking, and stay with me, we need to talk. This is actually #1 deck in Mythic right now. I'm not the biggest fan of the red color, but I think we need to talk about it because you might be seeing this deck way more very soon. And the power level of this deck is absolutely insane. I'll be honest guys, this is basically deck with a triple strike creatures. It sounds weird. I'll tell you exactly how it works. With this one, you first attack in combat phase, so 1 time the power, then you sacrifice it to burn together for a single red mana. That means the creature dies. When this dies, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. So you deal the same damage equal to the power second time. So it's basically a double strike right now. But wait, there's more. With burn together, it hits your opponent for the third final time. That means if you get this to 7 power, it deals 21 damage. And by the way, on turn 2, you can very easily deal with this one 15 damage. Because you pump it with Monstrous Rage on turn 2 and then sacrifice with the sword. And it has 5 power, so it's 3 times 5 power. On turn 3, you can just go for direct lethals. Like turn 3, already late game. I've been killing players that played basically 1 untapped land during the game and second tap land, and they are already dead. So the deck is insane. First of all, the win rate. The #1 that used this deck, it's not me, it's not my deck, just to be clear. The deck comes from Magic Christian, I believe, that was the player name, and this person had around 70% win rate, I think a little bit above this. I had pretty similar experience. I wanted to play with the deck so you know that, you know, it's confirmed if I had exactly the same experience, or maybe the player is absolutely amazing. He probably is, but I had very similar win rate. I think we were at 68%, something like this. I should show the stats right here. So this was extremely high. Boros and Monored usually had around 60%, 64 at the most. So this actually seems one level above those results. And I actually reached from Platinum 4 to Diamond 4. The ranking in like 3.5 hours. So if you want to hit Mythic, I think you can hit it in like 4 or 5 hours. So the deck is absolutely insane. What can I say? I think we need to prepare because we probably will see this deck a lot. And I actually changed the schedule for the decks. It was supposed to be a different deck that will be here tomorrow, because I wanted you to know first, because, you know, if you are watching only this channel for information, that's something you need to know about the meta, that this deck emerged and, well, it seems pretty good. So yeah, let's go into the game, show you what's up, and we'll talk about stats and all of this stuff in the outro. Oh, and the games will be kinda in order. So in the first games I kinda learned the deck. In the last games in the video I actually started to understand how the deck works and, you know, making better plays. So in the first games I will be a little bit sloppy, but we can learn together. So enjoy and have fun. First, let's play some red stuff that doesn't have haste. Man, it's so weird to play a red creature without a haste. Man, we have so much stuff here. Novice Inspector, so I think we block first, right? If we get a good trade, we love it. If we don't, that's fine. They won't block, of course, it makes absolutely 0 sense. We block, and I think we won the game. I honestly think we just won the game. But let's sit. We probably want 1 more land, because then we can unleash so much stuff, we can deal probably around 10 damage. That's interesting. This might be actually a counterspell deck. Let's sit. Let's see. This is sorcery, so it might get interesting. This is instant. Attacking creature. Alright, makes sense. I think they have something, but it could just be clue. So we'll start doing stuff. Let's target this one. It gets really good benefit from getting targeted. They might respond already. I get lost. Sure. That means we can go like this and pump this to pretty much oblivion, right? I can also get this one. We can get rid of the clue. I'm not really sure if that's worth it. If we pump it, it deals what, 4 damage? Did it get a counter? Right, because they will answer, so the effect was already used and it will trigger after it dies, so we don't get the counter basically. I can deal some damage, but not as much. I think we really have to go for this one. That's a lot of damage and we need to go with it. Also get some map tokens. Wow, that was 12 damage and we can kill an artifact. For free. So it's not amazing, but let's see what our opponent has. This removal definitely hit us because we wanted to go crazy with the damage. Jeskai makes absolute sense. Oh, the Evangelist? Okay, that makes a little bit less sense. I mean, let's start pumping it and see what happens. We have trample on this one, so that's a big deal. I definitely get flooded like crazy. This deck plays around 20 lands, I believe, so very low on curve. I'll take it. I will take it. If they don't block, I win, right? If they block, I win. Makes perfect sense. I control this. This is target, and then we get a, extra because we casted a non-creature spell, so it buffs itself. Oh man, this is dirty. Absolutely dirty. Alright, opponent goes first. We have some creatures. I'm not looking further. All I see is I have something with 1-drop, so that's fine. Let's go with this one. I mean, a lot of options, so I will choose Scamp, alright? We know there is no March right now, so they probably don't have 1 mana removal. They might start doing stuff right now. Alright, okay, I think we are ready. This will be a lot of damage potentially. They have absolutely nothing? Right? I think they have absolutely nothing. There's no priority here. Alright, that's probably quite a lot of damage. So we just dealt 12 damage with a single creature. Yeah, that's kind of the point, so you basically get double strike and you still get the creature. So we dealt 12 damage in 2 turns and we still have a 2 mana to drop. Alright. Pretty decent. Alright, we untapped, so there is a high chance we just won the game. With this we have 4-4. Yeah, I think this is the play. And it seems now they have some interaction, so let's go with this. And they have 3 mana, that means they probably cannot double spell. And you punish it by playing first spell that they need to answer with a removal, then you go Rage. And that means, it goes through basically. And then we can go with Emberheart and, burn together, or Scamp and burn together, something like this. Their only chance is playing 2 mana removal into 1 mana removal, and I don't think they have it. Oh boy. Oh, poor soul. You can just win the game, right? Because that's 4 damage, which means we deal 8 damage. Because that's how the math works. When you see 4, that means 8. Well. Alright, what about this hand? We are going first, a lot of scamps, a lot of pump spells, so definitely on very strong play. I think we can hit them for like 10 damage on the next. What's going on, Monored? Oh, never mind. Our opponent is good at magic and he drew Swamp into Cutdown. That's a correct play, because we could pump it in response, so they actually did very smart thing. We will go with this one into double Monstrous Rage, try to kill them basically with this one creature. They also need a 2 mana removal. If they have it, I think they might win the game. If they don't have it, they die on the next turn early. See? They are actually really good at magic. Every turn they are playing removal, and they have more removal than we have creatures. And that's the way to win the matchup. Well, I wish I got this card before, but we didn't. So now we are waiting for a creature. Are you a creature? Yep, it is indeed a creature. We want to, you know, pump it every turn, but we cannot risk a removal, so I need to keep this always on my hand, and this is more efficient if we play it during our turn, so we probably don't get all the counters, but we will try. Oh, never mind, we might do it. Reveal cards until it is a land. Into battlefield tapped. And this is a really cool card. I love it. Absolutely love it. A ramp with a chump block. Yeah, I mean, we have to go on super ham on the next turn, right? Extremely bad draw. Not gonna lie, probably the worst one. We cannot even... So it's basically a dead draw right now. And they won't block. Oh, they are blocking. I didn't expect it, to be absolutely honest. So I think we go with this one. And I think we just grow it slowly, right? Yeah, I think we're going with this. We could go another Monstrous Rage, and it will be guaranteed. But we can get more... Well, not really. On the next turn we have 4 mana, so we can go Rage into Banesplitter. So I honestly think this is probably the most efficient. This is only 2 damage. No, 2 damage doesn't make any sense here. Alright. Not used to playing with this card, to be absolutely honest. But I remember that you use it when someone removes your stuff. Alright, so double ramp. Good for our opponent, that's fine. So we can equip it. Then it's 6 power, and then we can cast Monstrous Rage. If we draw a land, we can cast both of them, and maybe even be close to killing him, but... Alright, this is probably a little bit better. Our opponent is fully tapped, right? This doesn't give anything. So, because of our great top decking skills, I think we can actually win the game right now. They both deal the same damage, because this one gets a counter, and this one gets an aura, right? Because this one scraps the aura, basically. And if we pump with this one, it doesn't die. Sorry, bro, I need to count. So this will be 5, 7, 13 damage. That means if they kill hero, they die. Unless they live game. Alright, let's go. Oh my god, this is insane. So now if they kill hero, they die. If we top deck a creature with haste, they die. If they don't sweep the board, they die. I think you get the message. Like, it's not great for them. They can sacrifice it and gain 3 life, that's something, but they need to what? To pay 2 mana. I mean, they can do it. That means they're at 5. Then they kill this, they're at 1, and then they kill Slickshot, and then we need to top deck something. I think this is their best out. I really like the frog. Like, it's such a cool frog. It just sits and, you know, chills, contrary to what's going on this side. Now, this is not the aura that deals 1 damage. So I think they're aiming at killing the hero right now. Alright. Oh, alright, opponent goes first, we have 1 mountain. It's fine, 1 mountain is enough to win the game, right? Alright, the tap land. So we are a little bit scared, we have only 1 creature, so if it dies against Orzhov with High Noon, which is packed to the brim with removal, we might be in some trouble. I actually think we will wait, because if we can get the Rage on top of Swiftspear, this is way, way better. High Noon. Okay, this will not be very pretty. We can cast it, but it's not worth it, I think. We can always cast it later. I think this one is better. It's slower, but we can start targeting our stuff and getting the counter, so we basically want to try to pump it as much as possible. Preacher. Alright, I didn't expect this kind of card. And I think we actually will go around High Noon, which is absolutely insane. Because this will get pumped so hard that we can sacrifice it and probably win the game with it. I guess the Death Touch is, you know, some kind of problem. We can only play one card. That's important to know. I mean, I can start dealing damage. They only have 4 cards. The other choice is to play Swiftspear and wait. It doesn't feel really great. I think we go with Monstrous Rage or Crescendo. If we hit a land, that would be great. Right, let's go. They will absolutely block this, which is a very good call. No way. Alright, I'm getting free damage then. So that means we can play on our turn and then go Rage if they try to remove it. That will be, man, that will be a lot of damage. That's insane. That's 8 damage out of nowhere. And part of it is fully permanent. Like, we pumped it by 2+2+2 permanently. So they will go for the lifelinker. That means they don't get any card advantage, and the damage can be fully ignored, basically. Still, it will be hard for them. They only have 1 removal right now, and we can prevent it with the Rage. And if they get hit by this, it has trample, so they cannot really block. Oh my god, this is bad for them. I think we can go with this just because we get extra power. And then we go on our turn. Yeah, I think that's enough. I think we can win. Just by pumping this to absolute oblivion. We did it to get a +1/+1 counter permanently. So we can deal 10 damage and we can get an instant with this. Yeah, I think every combination is covered by this play. We actually are winning around High Noon. And this is absolutely crazy. We will see, but I think we can do it, right? We just go with this. We get the counter, we get insane buff. And then it dies, so it deals it twice. Our opponent stops, so they have no place. And I mean, 1 life, and this deck is absolutely insane. Oh my god. All of this through High Noon on turn 2. We didn't even care, man. Right, our opponent is going first. But we have a lot of 1-drops. Man, this hero is actually an extremely strong card. Orzhov, so this might die. I think we start with the Swiftspear. No cutdown. Because we get some haste damage. If this dies, we don't get any damage. And we want to make sure that we scale nicely here. Alright, there is a priority, so it's probably some kind of removal. I'm not sure if they have a lockdown. They considered playing something, so I would guess they might have a they don't have a lockdown, but you can never know. If they have it, they're in extremely good spot. If they don't, they're in extremely losing spot. So let's see if they're really good at magic, and they drew the lockdown. We cannot protect anything. They can choose which creature dies if they just have 2 mana removal. I think they probably have some go for the throats. Orzhov is all about this removal. Yep. I mean, that's 1 damage, always something. But if they are removing manually, creature by creature, that means they don't have, you know, the thing that they need to have to win the game. Alright, they have absolute 0 priority, so we play this. And I have no idea what exactly we will do with it. We could go for the Scamp. Seems like the best idea. Yeah, if they don't have reaction, do I really go for it, man? I can deal damage right now. And I want to equip this on something else anyway. I will actually do it. I think we are so close to killing them that I think it's a good deal. And if they play lockdown, I want some extra damage. From 6 we can burst them. Liliana is probably a losing play, right? I think they die. We go, of course, for the 1-drop because 2-drop wins the game. So we equip it. It gets targeted, we get 3 cards, because why not? And I mean, we attack, face, because we are red deck. And we go with this one, and we win because we are really good at magic. Oh my god, man, this deck is absolutely insane. Right, going first with some red creatures. That probably means I won the game, right? Let's go with Swiftspear, we play, we swing all. We have no idea what's going on, what our opponent is playing, we just smorg. Oh, he is mono red. Right, so there is a chance. There is absolutely a chance. Let's go for this one while we can. I think we go like this because with this and this we can scale so hard. We can deal like, you know, 18 damage very easily, especially if we get 1 or 2 good top decks. So we will see. The game will be decided mostly by who has what cards in the hand, because we don't have enough buff right now to kill him. We have enough mana to support like 3 spells that can buff. Right now our opponent isn't sure if he can tap or he dies. Which is the norm on turn 3, right? If you tap your... Please. The pet, please. If you tap out on turn 2 or 3, you absolutely deserve to lose the game, right? So if we had good enough draw right now, we would win. And I actually think we might have good enough draw. So we go like this. And I think we actually win on turn 3, because this is so powerful. Like, I'm not super sure, but this will be some absolutely insane levels of damage, right? So we go like this. Then we attack, because this cannot be cast right now. We swing. Now we can cast this. It doesn't really matter. Let's go for this one. Man, do I really win right now? Man, it wasn't even close. Like, we are actually just starting to scale the damage. I mean, we went up to 11. This guy, as a mono red, tapped on 2 lands. And that was a death sentence, because if you tap on turn 2, you are absolutely out of the game. Going first with double Slickshot, you know this is extremely explosive opening. However, we don't have 1-drop, so we will see. Man, without Godric, the deck feels actually way faster and way more dynamic. Sure, our opponent knows that something is up. Theoretically. So can they case this? Not on turn 2, but they can get lost it, I guess. Do we care? I think against this deck you just want to have all the Slickshots ready, so you can absolutely scale like crazy. Alright, they will tap. That's a decent sign. I think we will go with the Codebreaker then. Or we can just go Slickshot again. No lands, that's really bad. Alright, kill me, my friend, if you dare. I don't think they have lethal yet. And we will have... Oh, this is pretty good. Do we have trampling? Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course we do. I really need a land from the top and then I win the game. Can I get a land and win the game? I guess not. I guess that's not part of the plan. I think that might be too early. I don't think I can dish enough damage with this hand. I will still try, because they have limited removal, so probably one Slickshot will survive, and with, like, I need 1 more mana. Now we go Monstrous Rage. Well, we'll wait for the block, right? On 18 they might feel that maybe nothing happens, but like everyone knows things happen on this. So this one doesn't really do. There are no artifacts, so we don't get any value. That means Monstrous Rage is simply better. Let's see the power on this creature. So this will be what? 8 damage, and then we cast this, and then we get 8 damage. So that's not it, and that's exactly this 1 mana that we are short. Is that still worth it? I'm honestly not sure. I'm actually not sure. I think we keep the Rage and try to go for the next turn. Not perfect, but I think we can make it work, and we have a chance to draw a 3rd mana for triple 1-drop. So really close. Okay, that means they cannot kill us on this turn. That's a pretty smart play because now they have Flyer with really high toughness and they can start pressuring us, but I also don't think it will be enough. I can even... Okay, so they're going for this. That's okay. It's okay for us. They are going for the big one. And we can get extra damage if we play this. So I don't know if I will draw a land. I think it's worth the risk to just go like this. Because I have guaranteed 2 extra damage then. Okay. Absolutely instantly punished as usual. I mean, what can you do, man? What can you do? Maybe we just go whiteboard. If they have one case in the board, they shouldn't have more. Yeah, I honestly think we go like this, because we need some mana for the next turn, and this opens... I guess I can deal some damage, and then we need to block this. Well, you know what, I actually think we cannot attack on this turn. I think we might die if we do it. And if we can survive this turn, I think we should be able to, you know, figure out some lethals. This is a very slow attack. They keep blockers, but all of their blockers have only 1 toughness, so it's very easy to go with Trample, and this was probably the winning draw. I think that should be it. Alright. I mean, let's do what Monored does the best. A full swing with no math. Alright, I'm pretty sure we will win this, but we don't need to think, we just see what happens here, and then we think. So we don't waste any energy on our, you know, strategy. We do the minimum needed to hit Mythic. So, and the trample is here. I think we'll start with this one. We also killed the Warden, which is pretty nice. Just, you know, by the way. And this one deals a lot of damage when it dies. Let's see if they have some interaction. I'm not sure if they don't play Get Lost. They play Get Lost. So that means we need to go differently. And they still will lose, which is crazy. By the way, I could pump it. But it's only 3-3. And we need way more damage. So we go for the Codebreaker. We also kill this, by the way. We deal some damage with the hero, by the way. And that's 5 damage to the face, which means that's a lethal. Our opponent was really close at stabilizing, but against this deck, bro, you always lose anyway. The reach of this deck is insane. Normally Monored kinda loses when they miss, you know, the mark. This one just can deal 10 damage without even attacking you. Right, going first. I mean, that's it. We start with the hero because we want to pump it as soon as possible. This one is also nice, but I like hero a little bit more. Our opponent needs 1 mana removal. They might actually have it. They have something. I think we go like this, because we don't really lose too much. We can always equip later with, on a Scamp. They will probably remove it, but I need to make sure that, you know, that's the case. Shock is extremely good. I mean, this gives +2 toughness, right? And we actually saved it. This is kinda insane. Just being good at Magic, what can I say? And suddenly, man, our opponent had perfect 1 mana removal and they're getting hit by 7 anyway. It doesn't matter that they have removal. I think Cutdown maybe did this? No, with Cutdown it's even easier because he absolutely outstat this. Man, this is insane. Alright, Scoundrel. Man, this is so yesterday deck. Oh man, I'm actually kinda flabbergasted because our opponent is on the draw, he has the perfect answer to a 1 mana creature, and it absolutely didn't matter. It just didn't matter. So, do we target it? Yeah, I think we target it, right? Or we can just go face. Yeah, okay, let's go face first. Let's go this, into this. We keep the Monstrous Rage, so if they kill any of the creatures, we can Monstrous Rage in response and deal a lot of damage. And this needs to die, and this is already 5 damage. So our opponent needs a combination of insanely good answers. The best case is like triple shock or something, and they already have 1 chorus mana, which really hurts this deck. Like, I've been playing a very long time ago with Mishra's Foundry, and I didn't like them. I actually removed them, even though that was tier 1 deck list. I just didn't like the card at all. It limits you heavily. Oh, so I win anyway, right? Alright. Oh my god, this deck is absolutely insane. Like, whatever they do, they still die. Let's see the blocks. Well, this doesn't do anything, right? Because we can just say okay, and we trade. And they need to start casting spells. So I don't like this block too much, but also they probably don't have any other choice. So this is already, what, 4 damage? That means if they kill this, they lose the game. And this always is such a... Okay, this is better. Kinda. Okay, this... Oh, they want to prowess it, right? So this has more toughness. If we do nothing, they will start doing stuff. I would assume. I don't want to cast anything because that might be Lightning Strike, and this has exactly 3 toughness. So if we target it wrong, we won't get enough toughness to survive. We need to be kinda smart about it. And if they tap mana, they have only 1 spell because the second mana is colorless. So either they cast... yep. There is no way... Like, I think they analyzed all the situations and they realized that they are dead anyway. Because at the best case, they can survive and they need to kill this somehow. But then they die. Alright, opponent goes first. We have some 1-drops into 2-drops and some buff spells. I don't really like Crescendo, but it's hard to find a better spell for this one. But it definitely feels more cranky than the rest. Whenever something enters, puts... Okay, so it grows. This is always the best one. Let's go with the Scamp. This is one of the creatures that scales absolutely like crazy. They have white mana, so removal is an option. Bannicorn. Alright, this can be interesting. We'll see how it goes. Our opponent knows that he's fighting for his life already, and the game didn't even start. So I think we go with the Slickshot. On the next turn, our opponent will attack with the Bannicorn. For a lot, right? This will be like 5 damage probably. So do we have time? We can attack with this. It's not very good. I think we just float and we don't do anything here. We don't want to block even though it has no trample. The tap land is massive. Alright, good for them, you know, good for them. But it means we might get some cheap shots somewhere. Have some damage, less damage, but unfortunately we don't keep our board. Is that enough for lethal? That's the question. That is the question. I don't think they can kill another one. So on the next turn we kill them with this. I mean, actually very easily. So I think they cannot kill me on this turn. I could get Monstrous Rage, right? But I think I get more if I go Monstrous Rage, because I missed 2 damage here, and I get 1 damage on this turn and 1 damage on the next turn due to our... Well, not really, I'm 1 damage behind, right? Because I'm getting the aura on the next turn anyway. So yeah, I actually gain 2 damage, but I lose 1 damage. Of course they have more. I tell you, man, every time you say that it's not possible they have it, they have it. They absolutely have it every single time. If I play Monstrous Rage, I can save it. So I think it's worth it, right? Because it gets pumped to 2 and to 3, and they have 2 creatures. So I really think it's worth it. I tell you, man, every single time they always have 2 cases in top 10 cards. Like, this is crazy. Even 1 is on the good side of the draw, 2 is just insane. It's as insane as this deck. So, let's attack first, right? I don't need any sorcery speed. We attack. No priority. You love to sit. We go on the Slickshot then. You want to pump 1 creature because the, you know, exactly this burn together can come into battlefield. So we want 1 thing that is pumped to absolute oblivion. I don't even think we need it, but if we go for Lipa, man, this is insane. I dealt 16 damage and now I'm dealing 11. 27 damage. Oh, sorry, more. Because it pumps itself. So I think we dealt around 30 damage. And it wasn't like a perfect spot, it was like a normal spot for this deck, even after double removal, which is already good for my opponent. Oh man, this is really harsh. Right, going first, I see 1, 2 drop and some spells that aren't creatures. Let's go and let's win this game. We're on the play. We actually are on the play a lot, I think. But we probably go with the Codebreaker. This one is better card, so we won't do... Oh, never mind. In this situation it's probably different, right? I really want to buff it right now, but I don't have other plays. Can I absolutely pump it right now? I think we go with this and we chill for a single turn, because this one feels like a small creature and they might ignore it. They don't want to trade, it's such a bad trade, so they just get 2 extra damage. And on the next turn we can go a little bit crazy. We want to draw 1 mana spell, preferably that sacrifices creatures and deals damage. That will mean that we will win the game on the next turn. If this survives, we are in extremely good spot. We can also try to pump the Challenger, right? So they get the mana, but it's basically a free 2-2. We had creatures like this already. And they can pump... Oh, they don't have cards in the graveyard, right? Exile target card from a graveyard. Okay, so it has to be a creature card. We probably won't give them this. Right, can I win the game already? That's my question. I think we go like this. Okay, we attack first. We actually attack first. They cannot really block here, or they lose creature for free. They don't know how insane levels of damage we are going to deal. I think I want to hit it, because then I get the free card. And we want Monstrous Rage and the Scamp, because that will grow the hero. And the growth is permanent, right? So they get +1 from this and +1 from casting something on it. So it's pretty strong card for the rest of the turns. Our opponent is at 7, so he's basically nearly dead. We can equip this, it will go to 6, and it has Trample. So that means we basically kill them with this. And they need to burst us from 18, man. Like, they legit need to kill us from this. Otherwise, I think they are dead. Sure. We already got dealt the damage, so there's no point in blocking. Our opponent will make some cool plays. Yeah, exactly. But I think it's not relevant because we can equip and it targets, and that's all the hero needs basically. Or you can just be good at magic and absolutely top deck something. Alright, I mean that's probably pretty... You can see that this is absolute insanity. This card is basically mythic rare. Alright, full swing, cause why not? I mean, we are winning anyway, but let's win with as much damage as possible so we know what's up. What's exactly going on here. Let's go with this one, because we can sacrifice it. That means everything deals the maximum damage, so this deals 4, he's at 3, and then this deals what? +3, so 8 damage because we sacrificed. That was like 13 damage on the board. And here was the last game for hitting diamond, and you'll see the battlefield in a moment. It was just a lot of pump spells. I basically played the 1-drop, absolutely pumped to oblivion with everything, and my opponent conceded because he missed the land drop. So, you know, it is what it is. So guys, I wanted to talk more during the outro, but I'll be honest, the video will be pretty late. Like, it was absolute chaos because I wanted to make a different video for today, but this is kinda important. I want you to know because I think the decklist is from today, so you know, you want to be hot on the news basically, and I'm doing my best to keep it this way. So we will try to make a bit of a short outro. You have seen the deck. The power level is absolutely incredible. This card is the reason this deck can be so explosive together with the hero. This seems like a small thing, but when you start playing, you will realize that if this survives, you can dish out insane levels of damage that aren't possible. One of the key to the deck is playing spells on both turns, so it triggers once a turn, so you want to cast something for 1 mana on your turn, then cast something that doesn't lose too much power, for example the equipment. You don't want cards like Rage, because they work until end of the turn. This works forever, so you want to on your opponent turn pump it with things that stay, and on your turn with things that are temporary. And this is the secret to pumping it to absolute oblivion. I'll tell you my experience just in a short moment. I started laddering and I think I won 9 out of 10 games. That was crazy. I won literally every game. I had great draws and everything went right. In time it got harder, and around Platinum 1 I started having trouble piercing through the veil. So I had really bad draws. I had some mulligans that gave me 4 lands into 4 lands. Those were weird draws a little bit, and then we kind of went through, and last few games were easier. So yeah, that was the experience. It took around 3 hours, and you can be diamond as well in 3 hours. So the deck is kind of harder to play than the previous mono red. That's my opinion. You have a lot of decisions. Do you play Scamp? Do you play Swiftspear? Do you play the hero? They work a little bit differently, and you need to kind of expect when your creatures get removed. With the Rage, you have some counterplay against removal, but still you lose the power buff. So there are lots of small decisions, and when and how you sacrifice is usually deciding the game. Most of the time you want to pump one huge creature, not split the damage as usually to avoid removal. You want to make sure that there is no removal for 1 turn, then you pump this to like 12, and then you hit and sacrifice it for 24 damage. And something I didn't mention during the intro, but I think it's extremely interesting. I think in the stats we have shown, the win rate on the draw is very similar to the win rate on the play. Usually in mono red, if you are on the draw, you just lost 30% win rate. Here, I didn't feel that on the draw I have 0 chances to win. It feels that the deck is so efficient that if you have correct cards, you can dish out insane levels of damage, even if you are on the draw, because everything basically costs 1 mana for your, in your deck. So yeah, those are my honest experiences. I'm really curious what you are, what do you think about all of this? I try to, give you the best information I have. It's kind of hot here because, I just noticed this deck today, and yeah, I just decided to went with it, give you all the news and see what happens. So I hope you appreciate it. That's it for today. I need to make the video so it's not too late today, and I hope you enjoyed it, and just thank you for being here. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow it will be a much cooler deck, so I hope you'll enjoy it.